What's up, guys and gals? Welcome back to the Nerd Castle for the next episode of Dead State. I went around and I just harvested fruit. Like, we didn't have time to go anywhere or do anything, so I just harvested fruit for a while, and then this is the end of the day. So let's start up a new day and see what happens here. Just who I was looking for. Here. While we were out yesterday, I found a bottle of some of the best bourbon probably around for 50 miles. Consider it a small token of appreciation for the boss. Thanks, I appreciate it. Thought you could use it with all the stress of the place. Thanks, a bottle of this could help ease tensions around here. If it helps, anyhow, enjoy. Excuse me, please talk to me. Wow, your English is much better, so thank you. I tried to say you start, no, I tried to tell you before, sorry, but it's important. I am doctor, surgery doctor, I help people. You're a doctor? I spend my life going, how you say, I'm doctor many year in Japan. Do many surgery cutting, I can help clinic people work. Please to make me do work as doctor. I try find very hard for English for helping the people. I could use the help, thank you. I'll assign you to the job right away. You are welcome. I am very happy to do help people. Michiru turns and walks away. Excuse me, Ryan. Very sick. I'm fine. I don't need you watching me. Shh, Ryan-kun. I need help, Ryan. I watch Ryan total the day. Make better. Okay, take care of him. Thank you. You help Ryan. It is happy. I don't need to be treated like a kid just because. Go to bed, Ryan-kun. I get medicine. Michiru drags Ryan off and the conversation is over. Okay, well that works. I'm glad she's a surgeon because we could really use it. It kind of reminds me of the guy that works in the warehouse in the office. I, great surgeon in Japan. One day, Yakuza boss come and need heart surgery. I slip and kill Yakuza boss. I good surgeon. Like, have you guys, you should go look it up on, it's a funny skit. So basically this guy that works in the warehouse who's Japanese and he like barely speaks English, but he was a surgeon in Japan and he had to flee Japan because he killed a Yakuza boss came in that needed heart surgery and he killed the Yakuza boss and now he works in a warehouse in the middle of Pennsylvania. So random. Alright, so let's have a look here. Let's have a look. What do we need to get done? Well, we should probably, God, there's so many people now that it's actually kind of a pain to like manage them, but I'm sure there's lots of things that need to get done. We have a maximum amount of people all taking care of random farming jobs, and so I'm thinking we should probably get on with building some stuff. Actually, we need to get some more parts. That's what I've been scrounging for the last couple episodes, and I realized that we have a solution for that. I can actually just start breaking stuff down, and as I break them down with my insults, jibes, and horrible things that I say, they will become useful parts for the rest. So I'm going to throw the bourbon in there for right now because I don't think we're going to need it. Alright, so let's look for some, oh my god, that long barrel magnum. Look at that sexy beast of a gun. And it only takes 4 AP. Oh my god, I want that so badly. The SWAT shotgun, does it do more damage than the normal shotgun? Where's that at? Let's go to the guns and weapons thingamadoobie over here. And if we could take a look around, I know we got a pump shotty around here somewhere that I can compare it with. God, we have a lot of these like lever action rifles laying around too. I could probably get rid of like half of these MAC-10s. They weigh like 5 pounds a piece, so if I could get rid of like 5 of them, and we recycle those, that'll give us quite a few parts. And so we got 8 parts with 2 scraps remaining, and look, we still have plenty of MAC-10s left. Doesn't even matter in the slightest. So the pump shotgun does 40 to 65. This one does 45 to 65. Is the AP cost different? The AP cost is similar, so nothing to worry about right there. I'm sure we could probably get rid of a couple of these without suffering too heavily. That'll leave us with... I wish there was a way for me to like sort these out a little bit better, but there's not. That'll leave us with 4 or 5 of them, and I think that's okay. So we got 8 parts right there. That leaves us with 7 nightsticks. I think that I would rather... Honestly, nobody's going to use these. Just recycle them. Like, I could virtually guarantee you nobody's ever going to use any of these pepper sprays or anything either. I want to keep the Mark 5s, though. If we got ourselves MP5s, those are pretty decent, actually, for a weapon that fires small arms, but... Haven't had a real amazing opportunity to use them all yet. We'll get rid of those so we can have a few more parts. What else do we have here? We have 11 of those. Okay, so I don't think we're going to need machetes either, considering how many combat machetes we have. Probably get rid of those too. Axes, definitely. So there's 21 parts right there. Wood planks, for sure we can get rid of. The tree trimmers, we'll get rid of the hunting shotguns, sure. There's 7 more parts because we're never going to use those. We got a bunch of 38s laying around. You'll forgive me, my mouse has been going in and out. Right before I started this episode, it started it up, and I was like, damn it. But, like, recordings had to get done for the day, and so it became, like, one of these weird catch-22s I find myself in where I don't have time to go to the store and, like, fix this problem. But at the same time, yeah, bring the Bring the 15 over here. We'll keep the hammers around. We'll bring like 12 of those over to here. Yeah, that'll work. And then it's down at the bottom. We'll recycle that. That'll give us 10 more parts. We'll throw those back. And I don't know. I'm feeling pretty good about the way things are distributed right now. We don't have a whole lot of tools left because I did a pretty good job of going through before and getting rid of all of them. The hunting rifles are too valuable for me to break any of those down because there may come a time where we need like as many people to pick up hunting rifles as possible. However, the 357s might work. How are they different from those? How do they differ? The range just goes up by 2. That's actually not that great of a benefit. I mean, it's okay, but it's not that good. Yeah, so for right now, I think that's probably going to do it on our weapon stock. I don't want to waste too much time in this episode sitting around fiddling with random stuff. I know we got a bunch of bullet vests and things, though, that we can get rid of, too. So it might be worth the effort to go through and find some of the random stuff that we've got laying around, because we brought back a lot of armor. We brought back, like, a serious surplus of armor, so maybe get rid of, like, all of these shoes, because I think we have more than enough shoes to get most people equipped with foot gear. I bring back a lot of combat boots, so I'm figuring we probably don't need any of these. That'll give us a bunch of parts, 8 of them it looks like, and then we need to find the broken bullet vests, which are in here somewhere. That was the main reason that I was coming through, is because I wanted to find the broken bullet vests. That thing would be worth a fortune, especially considering it's too heavy for me to use them, and so we'll get 20 parts out of those. I know we can pick up a better shield later on that's a lot lighter and does like the same thing. Where are those busted bullet vests at? I know that there's worn... Are they in our unique item slot? Oh, they are. There they are right there. Okay, so 6 pounds taken care of. Let me go ahead and I'm going to recycle both of those. It looks like at some point I came through and got rid of the rest of them, so I guess that's that. We've already got ourselves a workout room, so I would assume we can get rid of the dumb... Oh, we can't get rid of the dumbbells? I almost said dumb waiter, but I guess the dumbbells work. Can I get rid of those? Okay, so we can't get rid of that either. However, we do have scraps. We don't get much out of them, but it'll do for right now for clearing out some of the... Oh, the 5 scraps are... I'm sorry. I'm doing dumb stuff right now. I'm just like sitting here doing repetitive actions like I'm going to get like... It's the definition of insanity. Remember, you played Far Cry 3. Trying the same things over and over and over again, expecting a different result. Let's see... Unless it's a slot machine, and then, well, obviously that's what it does. I really don't want to filter through this on camera. I feel like that'll be boring. So now that we've done our filtration, I think we've probably got enough parts right now for me to maybe get something else done. I could figure that out actually pretty easy peasy lemon squeezy by going back over here. Yeah, now we got like 136 parts. That was definitely well worth the effort. So let's go back to the job board. And while we wait, we now need to go through... Where's Melina at? She's been sick the last couple like phases. For this, we need science skill of 5. Unfortunately, do we have anybody with a science skill of 5? Like, her husband tends to be pretty good at these things. Oscar's working on... Actually, his science is only 2, so who was it that we had that had, like, a really good science skill? Oh, Renee had the science skill, so maybe... See, she needs mechanical skill, though, too, so we have to find somebody that has those skills in large enough amounts to where we can make these things happen, and that's not... Not a lot of people in this game have both. You can make an infirmary, that's not bad. Still, like, even he, who's probably got, like, I would say Davis probably has the best spread of, like, random skills. He still doesn't have the skills that you require in order to get that done. So, unfortunately, we may just have to, like, live with it. Nathan's got a 0 in science. 2. He's hybridizing the engine right now, so that's okay. He can get that done. Grant's relaxing, but he's not that useful anyways. I guess we could bring him on with the mobile radio to get that done a little bit quicker, but doesn't matter once again. Troy's got himself a fancy little bit of survival skill. Yeah, there's not a whole lot I can do right there. I could bring Davis back, and I guess we can get him started on the infirmary since there's nothing else going on, and then from there we can have everybody else just sort of like load up on that. It is a big deal. Having an infirmary is going to be one of those long-term goals that I think we should work towards. With her as a machinist, I could probably have her start putting together some better stuff, or at least, like, with her mechanical skills, we can get her started on... The hybridized engine, I think, is already being worked on with Jody. Yeah, so there it is. Anybody else with no jobs? Amy Sisko, you want to help out with some stuff in here? We could modify another couple of SWAT shotguns, I guess. I mean, it's not that... She can be the custodian for a little bit. I got nothing really for her to do. And then on our way out, let's be having some adventures today. How about that? I don't really know what I want to hit up or what I want to do, but we need to shake this series up a little bit. I have been finding myself getting bored of it recently, where it's just like, there's not enough pressing concerns to really keep you engaged to the game. I would say that almost every 2 to 3 days, they need to hit you with something that has to get done on like a 10-day timer, so that you constantly feel like you're rushing. Like a game like this, you need to feel a little bit of intensity, and as of right now, there really is none. I figure we'll go down the 10. Like, I really liked the section with the biker gang, for example. That's exactly what I'm talking about. That's what the game should be striving for. However, there haven't been a whole lot of events like that that just need to be dealt with. Nothing along the 83, huh? The 83's all tapped out. Okay. Well, we'll go around the edge of the map. If we don't find anything, I don't really care. We can, like, speed through some days right now, and it's not going to hurt my feelings at all. I figure we should probably stop off at some location and grab some of the commodities from them. While we're here, the impound lot? Yeah, let's go have a look. It doesn't seem too bad. We might be able to find something useful here. Parts at the bare minimum. At the bare growl minimum. A lot of coughing going on. I don't know why they all simultaneously cough the second you join, like, any map. This doesn't look like an impound lot. It looks like just a traffic jam, but maybe I'm wrong. Got shampoo over there. Hell yeah. One of those luxury items so that we can get people's moods back on up. A gun and some pork rinds. Sounds like the beginnings of an amazing weekend. Go ahead and grab a suitcase from over here. Oh yeah, there's a big old lot over there, isn't there? Well, we'll stock up on whatever we can because I don't like to come back empty-handed. Makes me feel a little guilty. I'm going to try and take these Zeds out while we're here. Come on, down you go. Yep, 54 points. Don't resist. Just let it happen, little Zeddy. Just let it happen. Got a part off that Zed. That's actually really, really good because as we saw just previously, we're always out of parts. So having a few more never hurts. Swing out to this way. Go a little bit wide so we can get rid of a couple of these Zeds. We got a lockpick over here. I'm going to try and run up on him. There it is. One-shotted. I think it was a dead bike. Yeah, he's a dead biker. I was going to say, he looks like he's got like one of those leather riding suits on that so many of the bikers have. Grab that from right there. Maybe hit up this semi for... Oh, there's a dead guy right there. Never mind. Let's get started then, shall we? Okay. Get the semi-truck all nice and looted out. We're going to need a lot more gas if we want to keep this generator up and running, considering we're going through over 100 gallons a month of gasoline. We're either going to have to build a wood gasifier, which is what I would already be on top of if this was my colony. We'd be wood gasifying like crazy. It's not healthy, and it's probably going to give you cancer at the end of the day because of the fumes. But hey, you want that generator to run, or you want the generator not to run? Looks like we got some more survivalists over here. Since our health is all looking pretty good right now, I'd prefer if we were fighting with survivalists to come back with, you know... a little bit better a gear, but what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Let's get in here and we'll kick this thing off. The survivalist doesn't look like it's counting. But the survivalist totally did count. This is post-commentary of me telling you what went wrong. Ultimately, there was like a little box down there next to the gun that was set to reload, and you can't fire when it's set to reload. So essentially, I reloaded my gun and then forgot to swap it back to the other mode. Now, what I would like to do in order for this to be avoided in the future is that the developers could make it so that the reload automatically snaps back to fire when the gun can no longer be reloaded. I think that'd be a great way to keep that particular thing from happening. But in the meantime, I decided to edit out like, maybe 20 seconds of me just sitting there being like, I wonder where I can't fire. There's clearly something wrong here. Herbada, gerbada, gerbada. And then finally realizing it was my fault, calling myself a moron, and then moving forward. So anyways, enjoy the survivalist camp combat. I promise it's going to be super amazing. I don't do post-commentary very often, but there it is. Look, I'm going to point at the gun a little bit with the mouse. You see how I'm doing that? Why was I doing that? If we can get rid of a couple of these guys, I'd prefer. It looks like we got a guy coming out with maybe a bow or a katana. A bow, okay. So I'm going to have somebody with actually a melee weapon finish that off. He's not going to fire from that far, is he? No way, that was a long shot. I mean, either way, fine by me. Maybe have Regina come up and finish that off. There it is. So, problem solved. We'll run him on over to deal with this survivalist right now so that on the next turn, we've got ourselves lined up for a lovely set of kills. On that side, we've got a little bit of shootery taking place. I'm going to try and get a little bit closer. Why are you not wearing biker gear? Oh, that's not good. This is really going to hurt. Well, it actually didn't hurt that bad. Resisted a little bit. We got ourselves some decent piercing resist. Not like a lot, but enough to where it doesn't hit like it does on some of the like generic guys that we've hit. That guy's got a torch and a bat. Let's run Regina out as far as she can get for right now. At least Tweedletime is our only guy in the center of the action, but he's got a lot of action points, so there is the potential that this could go really, really poorly for this survivalist. Yeah, there it is. So that survivalist is already down. I don't know how many of these guys are going to be lined up in here, but I'd rather not take the chance. Let's just get going with some of the shooting, shall we? There it is. A couple of rounds put into the enemy. I love that 38 revolver with that big old long barrel. It does some serious work. It's a weapon that is nice to have around. Are you guys the only 3? Is that it? Alright, so if that's it, let's go around. Let's get our executions done for right now. It's weird how many people there are decked out in camo, just like attacking the first person they see every day. Or is it just me? I don't know. I'm of the opinion that actually I don't think lawlessness would break down. I don't think lawlessness would happen that much. I think there would be, if society broke down briefly, or if society broke down entirely, I don't believe that this would happen, where it would just be everybody against everybody. I think that the splendid aspect of this is correct, because there's always strength in numbers, and that's basically the way that I would think about it. Sure, people would be suspicious of other people, and you wouldn't necessarily be too willing to give people you don't know like your lunch pail, you know what I mean? But at the same time, knowing full well that there's strength in numbers, I don't think most people would allow things to devolve into chaos. They would try to hide together and have some kind of structured system going on, just for some semblance of safety and security. And plus, the guy with the most friends wins. That's the second half of that. If you've got like a big group of people with like guns who are all like friends with each other and care about each other's well-being and have like farming and things like that that are all up and running, first and foremost, there's less of a chance that people are going to buck the system and leave, because they have a really, really good thing going for them right there, where their chances have gone up, especially if there's doctors and things available like we have right now. Secondly, you can only last in a chaotic system like this where anarchism reigns. That can only last for so long before some semblance of a system is going to have to be enacted by somebody to put the pieces back together. It's the same reason why you didn't have roving bands of marauders back in the old days. Like, you did, but you didn't see them. It was infrequent where they would actually accomplish anything. Like, sure, every now and again they would do something like, knock over the Roman Empire. Every now and again it would happen, but not very frequently. Anyways, we got a bunch of gas out of here. I think the people that would band together and create a society would be the people who would win at the end of the day. That's just my guess. They would probably eventually hunt down and kill off most of the people in groups of 3s and 4s who are just like pillaging and plundering and raiding other people. It's one of the first things that would be on my list once I took the time to build up like a society. I'd be like, alright, so now we need to go hunt these other guys and get them out of the way so that we can sort of like wander this lovely land of ours and not have to worry about getting annihilated. Little bit of damage done right there. He's got an AK, which is a little worrying. I mean, the AK can do a tiny bit of damage. It's a weapon that I'd rather not be on the bad end of, the bad end being the barreled end, but yeah, see, like 31 damage is nothing to like sniff at or be like, scuffle, scuffle, you've hit me for, there's a dog around here somewhere too. Where's the dog at? Oh, the dog's in the kennel. Okay, we'll deal with the dog in just a second. The dog is no threat anyways, like ever. Like, the dog is actually one of the more useless mobs in the game. Utterly and entirely ineffective anywhere past the early game. And since you never run into them in the early game, I always feel like they're kind of like, they're there, but you never really have to worry about them. Alright, another survivalist bites the dust. I'll probably put rounds in this dog real fast, just to make sure that he's not barking up our particular brand of tree. And so down he goes. That leaves us. The leg's going to twitch. The job's going to be done. Let's get somebody with some melee in here to handle the remainder of the business. We might get a couple of random zombies kind of like filtering through, so let's make this as quick as possible. We probably won't come back here. What the hell just hit me? Your death blow, pal. Your death blow. How do you feel right now? Terrible? I would hope you would feel terrible because Shazam, you're dead. Enjoy. Enjoy the afterlife. Let's see here. Yeah, they always like... Every time I read like a book about the apocalypse, it's almost like Fallout, where everybody just assumes everybody's going to turn into a weird tire-wearing maniac along the way. And I don't think so. I just don't think so. So if I'm friendly and I make a friend, he might betray me. But I doubt it, because there's too much in it for him having a friend along for this whole thing. Because now I watch his back. He has no blind spot. While I sleep, he guards. While he sleeps, I guard. And that's a very, very tempting thing for most people who crave order. And so you bring on another person, and now more people get to sleep while another person guards. Pretty soon you've got a whole system set up that's actually keeping you very, very safe, because now you've got multiple watchmen that are just keeping watch, and you're building things, and you're making society safer, and you know, you're holding down an entire location rather than just like roaming around, and you're getting rid of that hunter-gatherer mentality, and now you're actually settling and being like, alright, on this spot and on these shields. I think that's a powerful thing, and I think humans crave that. We don't want to kill each other. It's intensely damaging for human beings to kill one another. That's why you see so many instances of PTSD and whatnot. It's just, we don't like killing each other. We do it when it has to be done, but I just don't think it's a natural state for us. That's why you see so many problems arise from it. If you have to do it, you have to do it, but I think we all just kind of want to settle down and like be neighbors with one another at the end of the day. We are, after all, a pack animal. Alright, so let me get some heals done over here on Paul. I think you would end up with power struggles, don't get me wrong there. I think that as you built the society, there would definitely be those typical power struggles for the guy that wants to control everything, especially if you have people that had power in the previous society. So you have individuals that were part of a police force or individuals who were part of like a military force or something like that. Some of those people would think that they would have a greater claim to like running things, definitely, because they have the training and, you know, on one hand, they might have a bit more of a, I think they might have a point, actually, you know. You'd have to look at it on a case-by-case basis, I think. Like, just because you're a cop doesn't necessarily mean that you get control over a society once society crumbles. But at the same time, if you've got somebody, say like Paul, for example, would be the perfect example of the person that I'd say, yeah, he's got military training, he's got military experience. That in of itself means that he can train the rest of us to survive better. He seems like a nice guy who's not going to turn into some ridiculous dictator. So let's take a chance on him, you know what I mean? Like, in his case, I would say, yeah, absolutely. The military experience probably does give him a leg up over the rest of us as a leader. Somebody like Vic, on the other hand, would be like a trouble character because he's the kind of person that's going to boss people around and push him around if he doesn't get his way. He's going to go straight to, like, roughing him up first, which I don't think is wise. Bring all this stuff over here. Pretty good day for us altogether. We'll probably go out and gather up some other goodies before the episode ends. However, I'm going to actually select all right there. Yeah, stock. Put that in there. And then with Regina, select all, throw in there, and then is that everybody? I didn't get Victor. Victor, go ahead and throw your stuff in here. There we go. And so do we need to reload on bullets? How are we looking at the moment? How are we looking on 38s? Oh, we're looking really good. So let's restock on ammo for right now. I'm just going to bring a little bit over for him just to get him nice and squared away so that if we have to let any of that chick bang fly through the sky, we know that we've got the supplies that are needed. Did I refill everybody on EpiPens too? Oh, good. The pens of Epicines have been applied. And then over on this side, throw a couple more bullets in there because he does go through them pretty quickly. A lot of reloads are something that I think I would be really, really happy about. Let's get back out into the field. We'll try and get as much food as we can before the episode ends and before I say hi do. For right now, yeah, there's a lot of interesting variables right there, but I'd be more interested in letting somebody like Paul lead than somebody, for example, like Regina, who probably has prison experience and definitely probably knows how to survive, but she's just like a recipe for heartache. Like, there's no way this girl is going to end up, like, doing well for the colony at all. For any of us, in all reality. Do we have fishing poles right now, or did I put them back? I think I still have fishing poles. Party has no fishing pole. Well, there it is. Not much of a party if it doesn't have fishing poles, is it? I don't recall when I put the fishing poles back in the inventory, but I guess that's going to be a pretty decent cue for me just to end the day then, because by the time we get back out here, it's pretty much out of time. It's going to take us at least a couple hours to fish out anything at all. Let me throw the fishing poles back up in here. I forgot that we had a spear, too. That's pretty epic. That's pretty epic. I'm happy about it. Let's go back to shelter storage real fast. I think we might lock and load from one of the worst places in the next episode, see if maybe we can get things taken care of there. Maybe throw a whole bunch of armor on people and just try and go headlong into like major combat. I don't know if it'll work out very well, but we can give it a try. Find things with ballistic resist or whatever that'll kind of like soften the blow of getting shot, because I think we'll probably... My problem is I'm not sure if we actually have the weapons and capabilities to get through these. Like, what is the piercing resist right here? 5%, so I think if we lock everybody up with bows, we might be able to fight with the military, but they've still got grenades and all kinds of other stuff that are really going to hurt us before we get the job done. My name is Splattercat. Thank you for joining me here at the Nerdcastle for the next episode of Dead State. I look forward to seeing you all in future episodes. Take care out there, everybody, and hi-do.